Yes, put myself in the show. Yeah, funny me. Well, I mean, it went great, and that hit Kyra did. I'm surprised wasn't called at all because it was a dangerous cross strike. Brian, I agree with you. That probably should have been called. When I first saw it, it didn't look that bad, but when they show the replay, it looks a little worse. So I think that's why it probably didn't get called. Remember the speed of the game, right? And you got to look at, and I try and do this all the time. You got to remember the speed of the game, and these refs, they do the best job they can. They're not going to get everything, but as dangerous as Kyrie's check was, it sounds like, I guess his name's Brutus. It sounds like you're saying Judas. His check was right into the goalpost. That's metal. That's unforgiving metal. Those boards, believe it or not, they forgive a little bit. There's a little give in them boards, right? Not a lot, but a little bit. So we could give up 50 shots. I didn't see what shots were.
They were like 33 for them so far.
34 to 19. Yeah, we're giving up 50. Yeah, I could see that. I don't think Huso's played bad. I
No,
really don't.
that last goal wasn't on him. Pareko took him out of the play.
Yeah. Um, no, it's. Oh no, Chris, it does have a playoff feel. I agree with you.
Hmm.
I hate it's wide. It's not even counted. Yeah, I thought about that. Um, a lot of times when it hits the post, especially if it hits the inside post, probably wasn't going in anyways, right? Now the outside post, that one it all depends on. Usually, if you're hitting that outside post, it's because the goalie's forced. That's as close as you can get into the net. So a lot of times, the post is more on the goalie being in the right position
Hmm.
than anything else. It's not, even that. But by the way, I wanted to throw this at you. If you heard in that period, Panger said, use the Phil Necro knuckleball. So if Panger can use baseball references, I think I can get away with a few. Their speed of the game is faster than ours. Yeah, you know what? We've had an issue with speed for a long time. We have never really been a fast team. I think the last time that I can consider the Blues had a fast team was the mid 90s.
Yeah.
I mean, even when we were drafting we weren't drafting speed, right? Johnson, you look at Johnson, the number one overall pick, he wasn't that. Well, yeah, I'm not Panger. Well, ooh, ouch.
Burn.
Yeah, I know. Ouch. I did interview Panger
On your birthday.
on my birthday.
Hmm.
Um, I love a goal scored off the post. Something about the ping sound gives it a little sauce to that goal. It does. I will admit there. And a lot of times when it goes off the post and in, it was going in anyways. Right? It was going to be more than in because the way the post is, that round post, you have to hit the back half of it to go into the net. Right? You can't. If it was a square post, it'd be a different thing. But since it's a round post,
Hmm.
if you hit it anywhere on half forward, it's not going in. Whereas fast team has certain expectations. You can have a team that doesn't have the fastest players, but if you play the right way, you could look like a fast team. And that's true
That's
too.
a fair point.
That's a very fair point. But the Blues have never even had that. I can't think of when the Blues have had that. I think the Cup season, the playoffs, it looked like the Blues were faster than what they were because of the way they were getting into the offensive zone with that forecheck. Right? They were, and it became something that was interesting because you played goalies that knew how to play the puck, yet they were able to get that puck in quick enough and fast enough that the goalie couldn't slow it down or play it or break up the forecheck. And that is why they look faster. What's happening now is a lot of teams have figured this out, and goalies are ready for this, and they're already like halfway out of the net before the puck gets shots down there. Right? If you notice that, they're already, if they're coming down the left side, he's already going around the right side. Right? So he's already cutting that area off. He already knows, and he's already getting in a position to break that forecheck up. The refs have certainly put the whistles away for the most part. The refs are, you're right. He repeated himself, but no, you're right. I think they have put the whistles away, and it's not that they're calling a bad game. They're just calling real penalty, what I call a real penalty.
Yep,
right?
They're not calling the ticky-tack stuff.
They're not calling the ticky-tack stuff. And then again, on the interference and the interference and then the embellishment, right? I like that. But I do think the way you get rid of embellishment is you don't call the interference. Because would it have still been an interference if he wouldn't embellish? That's my issue, right? A lot of times, you'll see a guy that like almost gets tripped, and then he does the extra to get tripped. Well, they call the trip when it probably wasn't going to be a trip until embellishment to make it a trip. So that's kind of where I wonder how hard it's watching when you're in protocol, because all they want to be. Oh yeah, Brian, it's absolute. I'll tell you from experience. Even going to practice and not being able to practice, it broke my. Oh man, I wanted to be on that ice, and I wasn't even allowed to get on the ice and shoot. Like when the Warriors practice, they get in the center before and after. I wasn't even allowed to be there, and it hurt. But then again, the guys always came around, giving me fist bumps and things like that. So, Mike says, thanks for taking my comment, buddy. Fast to me, objective. I'll put everything. Oh man, I click it and then click it off. There we go. I put every player on the Panthers and the Blues up against Kyrou in a race and put money on it, and Kyrou will beat all of them. All except Barkov. But Barkov is out of the game right now. But Barkov is fast, right? Stop the tic-tac-toe looking for a highlight. I don't think that's the purpose. First of all, there's a reason behind the tic-tac stuff, right? No, I don't think so. I think he played a back. It might be. I'm honestly not really sure.
I think it is.
I'm not really sure. I can't remember if he played 2 in a row last season or not.
No, this is his first.
I thought he might have played 2 in a row last season. Because there was a period where Bennington wasn't playing.
Yeah, but right? No, they still only started Husso on the back-to-back games.
Okay. Okay. So it might be, and he's playing well. He is playing well. I mean, he faced a game worth of shots. He faced 58 attempts, in 36 shots in 2 periods. That's a game worth of shots.
Yeah, and he only let 2 in. 1 I don't even put on him at all. That's Parayko. So.
He says, opposed to what you said before, put pucks in net. And that's what Florida is doing. They have the best record. Holding out for quality shots can lead to missing out. on any shot at all. Well, okay, yes, but there's one thing about them putting pucks on the net. There's somebody else there. They got guys down in there. They got guys net front presence, and we still. That's a challenge for the Blues still, right? One thing with Bobrovsky, the way to beat him is the way that Logan Brown beat him. A tic-tac pass, one that he had no chance at, right? Walman's shot was just a perfect shot. You're either going to have a perfect shot or a tic-tac pass, right? You're going to get a juicy rebound on a super hard shot. Now, I will give Parayko credit in the first period. He took one.
He did, but that wasn't a slap shot. That was more of a wrister.
Yeah, but it was a strong on-point shot, and it created a rebound. So I'll take that. I'll take a shot that creates a rebound. I'd like to see him shoot it harder, but I'm like, so coach, what about trusting young players? Well, you know what? This game, Brown and Joshua are both showing that they can be trusted. Right now, Brown's not so much a young player. He doesn't have a lot of game experience, but he's also 24, I think, 23.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, Brown came in the league at 18. Brown was part of that five St. Louis draft picks, right? And Brown just went to a team that just didn't know how to use him. I'm never a guy for moral victories, but I'll make an exception today if the Blues get a point on the road against this chain between our COVID and injury issues. I'll drink a beer happily as if they were a win afterwards. Yeah, I thought that too. I know some people don't look at moral victories, but you have to in a way, because you think about this, an 82-game season, most teams don't win in the 40, right? They don't win half their games. They get points in more than half their games, but they don't win half their games. And you don't see a lot of teams win more than 41 games. So you're going to lose a lot of games. So you got to look in those losses, what you can build on or what was done right. First, what was done wrong. Maybe that's why I'm softer on the Blues and losses than I am in wins.
I mean, that makes sense, but there's always something. You got to look for the good in anything. So if it's a loss, you might as well look to find the positives instead of feeling the negative.
I look for both, right? I try and look for both. I look for the good in the wins and the good in the losses. I look for the bad in the wins and the bad in the losses. Let's say the Blues come out of this and win 5-2. Right? Just for example, they come out and play really good in the third period. Well, I'm going to go back to that power play and go, look, you got the second best power play, and sometimes you look as discombobulated as shit. Right? They're just showing where Brown and Joshua are helping go out, blocking pucks and that. And that's what they are playing today because they know they were told they're going to get minutes. So there's a difference between sitting on the bench for 45 minutes of a 60 or for 50 minutes of a 60-minute game than there is playing 15 minutes of it. Right? That extra time, that extra work, knowing you're going to get out there, you're going to put in the work. And that's what those two guys are doing today. They're putting in the work. Ashley and Guy, you're both spot on. It's easy to look at a loss and say loss. It's harder to analyze, build on after a loss. Spot on both of you. Bravo. No buttons today.
Good
So
job. It's
Thanks,
still
Mike.
early for you.
Say again?
It's still early for you.
Yeah, it's still early for me. We got another hour and 8 minutes to go or something like that. Depending on how long we go into post game. I just so far I'm looking and watching this game and I'm like, okay, you're playing with them. This team takes 34 shots a game. Okay, they're higher, but we're a team that normally gives up shots.
Yeah.
Right. And not only that, the attempts. You're getting things moved around. I thought I saw Chief give Tank a yell for trying to cherry pick. Maybe I didn't catch it. Jeff, I try and listen to a game more than I watch it. I think I hear more than I see. And that's what I try and do. So maybe I missed something. And again, I'm not the biggest Berube proponent, and that's probably an understatement. We can play anyone. How we play is the difference, and that's a good point. Good point. Solid point. I absolutely agree with that. We have played well the last 3 games up to this point, right? Even in the last game against Tampa Bay.
Yeah, I agree.
Right?
Please don't play that today. Please don't play that today.
Play what? Oh,
Blueberry.
Oh, come on! It's not. It's just my singing. If I could sing better, you would like it. Because it's good. And Blueberry will guide the team. When Petro Backstein. Oh, you love it. Look at Mike.
Mike is so mean. Tanner, I thought we were friends.
Oh, this is coming in now. This is fun. Oh my goodness. I'm tearing up. This is so funny. I love it, guys. I love it. And that's what makes this show so much fun is we can things like that. So as we get ready to go out, let me say a thanks to Nick Halsey, Leslie, John Hefner, Tanner Leanne, and Brian Buckholtz for giving me that up.
Yes, we do. We certainly do.
You guys got to go to a game together.
Yeah, I thought about it, but that I couldn't be on the show. So.
Well, that's just the way it works. I can.
Yeah, I got a really pretty backyard. There's lots of trees.
Need a bulldog in it.
Yeah, Randy was very particular. He said I could only have a beagle or some kind of terrier, and I went with the beagle.
Dog. Well, beagles aren't bad either. Okay, well, it's almost game time, almost puck drop. Are you ready for the third?
Absolutely. I just hope the Blues are too. I'm hoping that they continue to chip away. I'm hoping that they, score a couple of goals and are able to stand strong with Husso and net and pull off a win.
They got to score first.
Yep.
They got to score first. I think if Panthers, what the Panthers have shown in the last couple of games, if they get behind, they can come ahead. So I think if Panthers score first, they're going to keep scoring. But if the Blues can score first, it can change the control of the game. Yes, they are yappy dogs. Okay, guys, this is Guy the Wild Blues fan for Ashley Shotslot Jones saying aloha mahalo. Game's back on.